Hi, my name is Michelle Mullins, and today I want to talk with you about something I'm passionate about. The thing I would like to talk to you about would be cooking, and more specifically, cooking for others and crowds. Even though cooking to most may seem like a daily chore, something we must do, it is something I do and rather enjoy. Some of the earliest and fondest memories I have are cooking, and more specifically, cooking for others and crowds. This could have something to do with my upbringing in New Jersey with a big Italian family. Everyone related to my family and in my family either was centered around owning a restaurant, cooking, or having big family gatherings. I saw how the community related to my family through food. As I grew to love cooking even more, I met my husband, who is Mexican. Even though most of my culinary startup was centered around Italian food, I started to learn authentic Mexican cooking, cooking dishes with his family. After this, I realized I had more curiosity and I wanted to explore more cuisines from around the world. I was able to take a couple classes. I excelled at them. And again, around this time, I took another job in one of my family's members' restaurants. Once again, I was cooking for crowds, also waiting tables. I got to interact more being an adult with the public, and I started to see and notice the joy that cooking brought and how it brought people together. My family started to notice also how I interacted and my skills that were progressing. So, as my big family tends to do, they chose to host Thanksgiving at my house. Without my knowledge, of course. They then informed me and gave me a list of things I was to cook and what they would happen to bring. I guess I impressed them because for the next 2 years, almost every holiday was hosted at my house. I noticed how much I started to enjoy hosting for the large crowds. I also noticed how I was getting better and more efficient at serving. Around this time, I got pregnant with my second child. My husband joined the army around this time also. After basic training, we learned that he would be stationed in Fort Stewart, Georgia, far away from home. We decided together as a family that we would move. At first, I didn't know if I would move with him or if I would stay back home and he would come on vacation, but we decided to move to Georgia would be the best option for us. And with a baby on the way, we decided that I would stay home with the kids for a bit. At first, I felt out of place. I had been working since I was 14, full-time job since I was 17. Not knowing the people and my husband being gone a lot at work, I decided to take a couple culinary classes. I got back to cooking. Getting out and getting around, I started to make a lot of friends. One of the friends that in particular that I made that I noticed that we had a lot in common was a woman named Sully. She had a small cooking business. It was more of a catering style business. She would take orders online and then fill the orders and deliver them and drop them off. I found a new way of doing this. I had an idea that we should start serving the food at my husband's work. So, in food truck style, we packed plates pre made up in her small Pontiac and served it out of her small kitchen. She invited me to get in on the action. We started delivering food around town. And much like a food truck, but not really. We started to fill bigger orders. I guess word got around because pretty soon we started hosting a lot of the holidays that people would come to, many of the barbecues that were around the area. and just having everyone over at our house. After the 3 years that my husband was in the army, we had figured that his time was done there. We were sent back to New Jersey. At first, I was scared of leaving to go back home. I had a new life there. But the truth is, I did miss my home back in New Jersey, and I was kind of glad to get back there. As things are, things fell just back into place. I was happy to be back home again, hosting the holidays as soon as I got back. I was even better at it than before. My family did notice. They were very impressed with my new skills. They even offered to open up a restaurant. I chose to finish school first and finish up and decide what I want to do with my life. But no matter where life takes me, I know cooking, and more specifically, cooking for crowds and others, will always bring me joy.